And at heavyweight, Fletcher Miller from Indiana University will go up against Nick Nevills, the number 3 ranked wrestler in the nation, the Flow Wrestling rankings. Junior Nick Nevills, last year an All-American. There's a good look at Fletcher Miller. Fletcher Miller out of Kokomo, Indiana, Kokomo High School. Has a 3-match winning streak. And won against Ohio State 3-1 against Kevin Snyder. Coming in against Nick Neville, who's, Jim, I think he's gaining a lot of confidence, getting confidence. He's bigger than last year.
A little bit bigger than last year. Nice little shot there by Miller and on the leg. You go ahead and reach up. You can see that Neville's really kind of got him pinned down there with his hip over the knee. The whizzer. Neville there was no really sprawl right there, so you can just tell he wasn't threatened by that at all. And
Neville out of Clovis, California, Clovis High School, was 5th last year, All-American, and he's a really good athlete. Can shoot both ways, and right now he warded off the first takedown attempt by Fletcher Miller.
You know, one of my keys to the meet here for Penn State was to go ahead and, obviously they're heavily favored in some of these matches, but you still are going to go out there and compete, and you've got to go through your routine and make sure that you're ready to go out there and not just assume that that the opponent is going to go out there and lay down and you're going to just warm up during the match. And it looks like that's exactly what's happened. All these Penn State guys have come out really fired up, warmed up, ready to entertain, and they haven't, they just look like they're ready to wrestle from the word go. And that's a key, because sometimes when you're heavily favored, you kind of walk into something wrong, kind of just you get out of your routine, and it's an opportunity to get hurt. But these guys look like they're ready to go.
Well, I think it's Penn State's culture. They wrestle hard. Their conditioning plays a factor, and when it counts, they're fearless. But they also have a lot of fun. And I think Cale Sanderson makes the point that these fans are loyal. They deserve to have what you're talking about, them wrestling hard and to entertain, and they've come out to do that today.
Nice job by Nevills. See how he's shelving the leg again, kind of almost similar to what we saw Mark Hall do in that takedown the knee. Sometimes you just got to be patient enough to see if your opponent was going to want to stay on one leg long enough. And it looks like Miller lost a little patience right there and bailed out. Nevills covers.
Work on the line here, man. Work on the line. Action here.
25 seconds left in the first period. We're at heavyweight, and Penn State on a run that started at 133. Corey Keener getting a win, and Jared Cortez then into the 5 national champions in a row, and then newcomer Anthony Cassar with a win at 197. And now Nick Nevills out in front 4-1. Upcoming schedule, January 5th, Nebraska, Illinois.
I'm pointing at that one because Nebraska, they didn't come out, well, there was a lot of close matches in that meet against North Carolina State, but you will get Nebraska's best in that meet.
Let's go to the corner there, Oklahoma State at Iowa. Last time Oklahoma State was at Iowa, it was the grapple on the gridiron with over 40,000 in Kinnick Stadium. Oklahoma State, a very fine squad led by John Smith this year.
And looks like Iowa's squad is a little bit better dual meet team than maybe what people thought at the beginning of the year. Getting some really solid performances at 65 from Marinelli. A big win in the Rutgers meet.
Always great shootouts in a great environment at Carver Hawkeye, Oklahoma State and Iowa on the 14th on the Big Ten Network.
And as we talked about years ago, the RAC has become a great environment as well here in New Jersey here with Rutgers.
Certainly have. They get over 6,000 in there. That's a place that is fun for Rutgers to win and to wrestle, and that's a program that's on the rise.
Both men look at the score here. Both men improve.
A single wrist ride back, got it secured behind the back. go ahead and just keep the wrist ride and maybe try to come back with a tilt. But you have to kind of get the bottom guy to come off of his belly to be able to do that. So look for him to maybe work on a half or...
Well, Miller is big, but I've just noticed that Nevills is not small anymore. And I'm not saying he was ever small, but he's more stout, he's bigger, and that's still a lot of weight on top of you when you put the kind of pressure that Nevills has on Miller.
Well, I think, you know, Nevills has a pretty strong set of hands as well. When you take that one asset, you see that grip there. Love that, the way he grabbed that wrist, and he didn't really grab the wrist, he grabbed the outside part of the palm, kind of where you affect a karate chop, you know. You grab that and cover that, and that's real easy way to be able to control the hand. That shows being loud right there, because a lot of guys just settle for the wrist.
Red takes bottom position.
The coaches, Goldman and Angel Escobedo, looking on the next 4 events for Indiana. They go to the Midlands, then Michigan, Michigan State, and Wisconsin. Ohio State and Penn State, the 2 best programs right now in America, and then Michigan, ranked number 4, Midlands in between. That's quite a start to the 2017-18 year, Jim, for Indiana.
The Silver Fox has gotten a trophy before, top 4 trophy, but this is probably his best team that I think he's put together, and you know, and they're only ranked 4th. I mean, that just tells you what the competition is this season.
No control here yet. No control. I got 2 greens. Head down, hand down.
Nice little front trip right there. Good work. Those are things that keep you in tight matches. They'll end up, you know, get the nose over the toes there. Did a nice job of slamming them back down there. That's the way to stay in the top position. Not really important at this match, but you know, those are good match-winning strategies.
I'll tell you what's important, and you mentioned it a lot, Jim, but Nevills has a pace that picks it up in the 3rd period. And for a heavyweight, that's really important. He's going to win a lot of matches because of that.
Just take a look at that shot he just took, Tim. He covered about 7 feet right there on that shot. Didn't get to the leg, but you know, he got back out. And just this action right here for a big guy, he's able to go ahead and lower his level and not get spun around. If you can go ahead and do those types of things at any weight class, I mean, you can take more attacks, and that's what we've seen from Nevills so far. Nevills so far is that he's can attack more. He's more mature. He's more a lot of things, a little more healthy as well at this stage. But you can just tell why they're so excited about him, because he can lower his level and he doesn't get scored on. He gets spun around easily.
Underhook. Underhook. 15, come on, let's go. Back. Again. Go get it. Wrestle it out. 10 seconds. Forward.
Go, Red.
Shooting right into the end. Nice workman-like, impressive outing for Nevills.
The crowd appreciates it too. They know what they're seeing there with those attack rate is very high.
With riding time, the score 11-3. 4 more points on the board for Penn State. Makes the score 44-3. Nick Nevills, the winner by major decision. Good-looking heavyweight.